I've got what could be a pretty good one today, guys. I'm excited. I'm excited to talk about this. CTRM, I've covered this before on the channel. A lot of potential coming up here, so let's just dig right into the meat and potatoes. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Trades, where we give technical analysis on different stocks in the stock market, as well as potential buy, hold, or sell opinions on these given stocks. I'd like to preface by saying that I'm not a financial advisor nor expert, so take what I say with a grain of salt. The reason I started this channel is because a couple years back, I was about $30,000 deep in some medical debt, and I was very fortunate to have some close family, friends, and mentors that pushed me to work hard and invest my money, and I'm happy to say that not only am I now financially free, but I'm doing pretty well for myself at the age of 23. I always laugh. I remember there was a comment once that said, I can't wait until he says at the age of 24. Well, the day's coming. June 21st is my birthday, so if I can pass along any of the information, resources, or tools that are given to me here to the community, make a couple people better off than they were before, that's all that I can ask for. Last, if you would not mind dropping a like on the video, it really does help support the channel, and consider subscribing if you'd like to see more content like this. Now today, we're going to be giving you an update on ticker symbol CTRM. I did make the transition here over to Webull, so please excuse that you're looking at a new chart. We will be rocking with our regular programming. I did change this over to dark mode. I put a video out today on MVIS, and I don't think people liked the light, so let me know if you appreciate the dark mode. I will keep that. We're going to test it out for a couple videos and see what people think, but we're going to look at this both macroscopically and microscopically. I've got some pretty huge news that could affect the stock price here on Monday that I am going to share with you, but we'll look at this on the 1 month chart as well as the 1 day, 1 minute chart to give you both a macroscopic and microscopic perspective of the stock. I've got a couple different indicators pulled up. Down here is the RSI, which is the relative strength index. Anything over 70 is overbought, anything under 30 oversold. And then I've got three different indicators right here. The 200 period EMA, the VWAP at a 14-day period, and then the 50 period MA, the moving average. The MA right here is the light blue line, which you can see right here. And this is just a simple moving average over a 50-day moving period, price action based valuation trend line, adjusted over 50 days. And then the 200 EMA is this purple line right below that right here. And this is a exponential moving average, which is an average valuation trend line over a 200-day moving period. And I have these both pulled up because then it gives you an idea of both macroscopic and microscopic perspective of charts price action, and then the VWAP, the 14-day period VWAP, and this gives you an idea of how bullish or bearish a stock is given the price action on a given day. So if you're trading below this, you're in pretty bearish territory. Microscopically speaking, if you're trading above it, it is bullish territory, and you can use this as a level of support and resistance as well. So we'll talk about what all of these mean, give you some levels of support and resistance, potential entry points, potential exit points, how you can play the stock, both bullish and bearish patterns that we're seeing here on the charts. So let's just dig right into the video. But first, I want to give a quick shout out to the guys over at the Patreon. We are over 700 patrons strong now, which is absolutely insane. Thank you guys so much for the support. It's honestly mind-blowing to me. The channel is going absolutely insane right now. It's a lot of fun. So they'll have access to the private Discord as well as real-time insight to my personal trading when I put up videos, the whole 9 yards. And we've got a lot of great stuff in here. We've got chat and questions. We've got investing assistance, options trading, stock bot, WSB updates, short-term plays, mid-term plays, long-term plays, SPAC plays, a whole bunch of different industries and sectors. So if you're interested in joining, we do have a link to the Patreon in the description of every single video, and there's a lot of people in here that make some pretty good money. If we come over here to the weekly earners and learners, we've got 48% in a single day from Amanda. Itachi Uchiha's 137% in the past week. We'll scroll down here to some of these. 148% in a single day. So like I said, link is in the description box down below. Now, what really catches my eye, and I've got two different resources here to show you guys so that we've got double verification. We'll roll with the one that is the lowest so that I don't get your guys' expectations and hopes up. But this is the short interest ratio and short volume on CTRM. And I've got this pulled up on Market Beat. This was updated as of January 29th, which was yesterday at 12 a.m. Eastern time. And what we have here is the short interest data available for CTRM. So let's check this out really quick. As of right now, our current short volume is 25.79 million shares. That is an insane amount, extremely high. And if we look here at their days to cover, it is 0.3 days, meaning that at this price on record date of 61 cents, they have to cover this on Monday, this 25.79 million. Because if we come back here to the charts, we closed at the regular market hours, 60, where is this at? Let's just zoom in here really quick. Change it to the 1 minute. We closed the regular market hours. Let me just pause it real quick and get the... Okay, so we closed the regular market hours at 61.6 cents. Then if we come back here to the short interest, they had the price at 61 cents. So not quite enough for them to cover. They might have, but according to this website, we do have that overall short interest available. Now, I do have another website pulled up for double verification, and we're going to refresh this page just to see if there's anything new. And what we have here is short volume as of January 29th of 66 million, which is actually, I believe, higher than we have available here. It is. So current short volume on January 29th of 66 million, which is extremely, extremely high. Now, the overall outstanding shares we have available is 2.4 million shares. So that's extremely, extremely high. That's a change from the previous month of 5,000%. And this could cause a pretty crazy short squeeze on the stock. So if you're not familiar with what a short squeeze is, it is when people that short a stock have to cover and buy back their shares at a higher price. Granted, we finished the day off at just above 61 cents, right? So we don't know how much of a squeeze it's going to be, but they do have to cover their shares nonetheless. So this should provide an opportunity for people to make a pretty decent amount of money on CTRM. Now, one thing that I do want to disclose right now, and this was brought to my attention by a couple of people, is the market right now is riskier than it's probably ever been. Everything happening right now with WSB, Wall Street Bets, with GameStop, AMC, is making every single stock in the market increasingly volatile and harder to predict, right? So our normal plays like MVIS, Anuv, Zome, JagX, all of these stocks right now are bleeding. They're getting hammered. And it's because people are profit taking to put them into these crazy WSB stocks. Now, I'm not presenting CTRM to you because it was targeted by Wall Street Bets, right? If you've been a part of this channel for a while, you know I've been talking about CTRM for literally at least 2 or 3 weeks because I think they have a lot of potential. But there is opportunity here nonetheless, regardless of what is going on with Wall Street Bets. So I do want to present this to you as that. If you're not familiar with what CTRM is, I'll read you a quick summary. They are a Cyprus-based company. The company is engaged in the ocean transportation of dry bulk cargoes worldwide through the ownership and operation of bulk carrier vessels. It also aims to increase its fleet through acquisitions of new and modern vessels. They did recently acquire a couple new fleets, if I remember correctly. I'm not sure if it's going to pull up here, but that did recently take place. Not there. We'll come to the news. This might say it here. So, $15.3 million debt financing. They had acquired a Cape-size bulk carrier vessel as of January 20th. So they're on the right track. If we come over here to the financials, there's a lot of green in here, which I actually like to see. I mean, the operating income is pretty red on YOY. Net income before taxes is still negative, which is why it's a penny stock, right? It's trading under $1. You're investing in the idea of potential for growth and not previous growth. But we do see here that we've got some pretty solid percentages, right? 2.79 million, 124%. Revenue up 124%. Cost of revenue 200%, right? So we're on the right track here. I think that there's a lot of potential here with CTRM. So with that being said, let's just take a look at the charts right now. What are we looking at this current moment? Well, right off the bat, let's level off some levels of support and resistance. And we can see that there's some pretty solid support, and I'm going to change the color on this now that I have this on dark mode to white. We've got some pretty solid support sitting right here at 54.9. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different touch points. So 54.9 is a pretty respected level of support according to the charts. And we're also going to draw up a quick Fibonacci. And what this does is it gives us an idea of some retracements that we can expect based on price action on the charts. And what we're seeing right now is that the retracement was pretty harsh, right? We came all the way from $1.10 all the way back down to a low of 50.3 cents. But this did hold up at the retracement of 78.6%. Those wicks came underneath, but we did bounce very nicely. So 55.5 cents is also another respected level, and we did just label that off prior. So those do coincide, giving double confirmation on the support level sitting right here at 54.9 cents. RSI indicator does line up pretty well. We were currently trading at an RSI of about 35. Got overbought, right? We were looking at an RSI in the 82 range. Came back down to 47 or so. Currently finished the day at 46. or so. That's where we're sitting right now with the RSI. So what this means, right, is this is trading a little bit below neutral. This is slightly oversold, not quite oversold. The risk involved here with getting into CTRM right now is not as high. So if you're able to get into CTRM in the pre-market, right, if you use Webull, you can get in at 4 a.m. That is a great opportunity. This was not a terrible price to buy at. Do keep in mind, though, that, I mean, we were trading at 33 cents before that, right? So it has gone up a lot. It has basically quadrupled, which is insane. And so there is still risk involved. As I stated previously, you need to realize that the market right now is riskier than it has probably ever been. Stocks are acting very volatile, and I always will do my best to provide you with the best stocks that I think are going to make you money. But the truth of the matter is right now, all these dips, they're going to present you with opportunities to buy first off when things do go back to normal, but you need to be able to stomach these dips and this crazy volatility if you do decide to get into these stocks, because it is going to be there. It's going to be present. So I just want to say that as a disclosure. As far as bullish territory goes, this stock is pretty bullish. So if you look right here, you can see that the 50 MA is trading over the 200 EMA, which is a bullish indicator. You can see right here is when the gap really started to form, and that is typically something that I look for when talking about a breakout. Now, if we change the MA really quick, so I'm just going to come over here to indicators, and then we can edit indicators, right? I'm going to change the MA to a 14-day, and this will give us an idea more so of the really short-term movement, and this does line up there as well. So we did start to close in on the gap right here between the 14 MA and the 200 EMA, which could be thought of as a sign of possible trend reversal. But then we did see the WSB did hammer down on the stock, and the gap is pretty large right now. So very, very bullish looking. I like the price action here. As far as the candlesticks go, we've got some pretty long wicks on the top, but this is extremely influenced by some outside factors. I've said this in a couple videos already, but technical analysis is 100% trumped by news catalyst, and we cannot predict news catalysts, right? So that's why I'm saying there's a lot of risk involved. We can't predict that Robinhood is going to block trading on certain stocks, right? I think actually Robinhood's not even allowing you to trade CTRM, or if you can, it's not very many shares, right? So you may not even be able to trade this, but if you can, I do think there's opportunity here. So good buying and entry point for this right now. I think if you can get this between 55 cents and 60 cents, which is where we're currently trading at, you're going to do pretty well. Now, one thing that I want to keep in mind here, right? So if you come over to the short interest, we know they have that much time to cover, which means they're covering on Monday with this 25.79 million shares, and we do have double verification. In fact, this website says that there's more short volume, 66 million currently, being shorted. So take that for what it is. This was updated on January 29th, and these dates down here don't signify when it was updated, right? That just signifies when it was the price on record date. That's when these shares were sold short, which is the 15th. And I had a live stream talking about this website, and they said, you want to tell me that nobody covered these shares back from 2020 of August, right? Well, if they already covered, it would say 0 days, right? It'd say 0 days to cover. So that is already covered. This could already be covered. This is not. This is not. This is not. This is not. Right? So that's where we're looking at right now with CTRM. So with that being said, let's look at some bullish patterns here. We do currently have a very nice upward moving channel that we will draw. That is a pretty respected line by the looks of it. We did break below that, right? So we're looking for a reversal, and this is going to probably act as a level of resistance. So I'm anticipating that. Knowing that this was a previous level of support, we can anticipate that this upward moving channel is going to be a level of resistance. So what's going to possibly happen? Well, you could see some movement where, and I'm just going to put this in state of drawing mode, where you see this. I'm going to change this to we'll just use trend line. So you can see it come up, bounce off of this level, come back down, bounce off this level again, set a little bit of a higher high, and then bounce off that level one more time and push through. And I anticipate this is probably going to happen. You're likely to see this acting as a level of resistance, since it was a very respected level of support in the future. Now, what does that look like, right? If we continue on that upward channel, you could be looking at, a price of 72 cents as resistance at the open on pre-market. You could be looking at 75 cents in the pre-market. You could be looking at a market open around 79 cents. And if we push through that upward moving trend line, I would expect a pretty harsh movement. So that's how that looks right now. Looks pretty bullish. We do have, gosh dang it, I don't want all this trash. There we go. So that's how that looks right now. Other things that I want to point out to you. The VWAP, which is this yellow line, you can anticipate this is going to act as a level of support and resistance on the stock. So just keep that in the back of your mind. We're going to get rid of this Fibonacci retracement just to clean up the charts here. So you can see here, for instance, this was a level of resistance. We'd see some candle wicks touching above this, and then it would reject. It would come back down, and eventually it transitioned over to a short-term level of support. We did have a candle wick breakthrough, and then candle wick kind of come back down. This is a pretty gnarly hammer candle. Sellers try pushing the price down, buyers step back in, but then it's acting as a level of resistance. So if you want to use this, simply set it to the 14-day VWAP. Very easy to do. You come over here to where are my indicators at? Indicators, edit indicators on Webull, and you'd select the VWAP right here, and it's 14-day. You can set it to whatever color you'd like, and it is available for you to use. So that is how that looks right now. We'll change over to the 1 day, 1 minute chart for any last minute confirmations on price action that I am currently seeing. And this is where the VWAP really does come in handy, is on these 1 day, 1 minute charts, right? So for instance, we can see that this is acting as a level of resistance on the charts. We had a candle wick touch, rejected, candle wick touched right here, and then we have solid breakthrough, right? So that's a significant thing to watch. Whenever you see a candle wick come through the VWAP and push through, you're likely going to see a huge bar close above. And we did see that. And then moving down the charts here, you can see we've had resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, and currently trading above the VWAP. So bullish territory is where we ended the day. We do currently have the 14-period moving average did cross over the 200 EMA here, back under here. Ended the day in pretty bearish territory, but does look like there was a trend reversal at the end of the extended hours. So pretty solid looking as far as patterns go. We do kind of have a coiling effect happening right now. So what does this mean? Well, it means that the price action is tightening and squeezing down, right? Now, I'm not going to be able to draw up a perfect squeeze, but you can see this general trend line: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost 7, 8 different touch points. And what ended up happening is we compressed down on price action, and we're seeing that since this tightened up, right? If we extend this out a little ways, and we can actually move this trend line. Well, I don't want to do that. I want to extend it. All right, there we go. So if we extend this trend line as such, you can see that we broke through this overall trend. So that typically is going to bring some pretty nice price action. We broke above, saw a little shift. Of course, this is a little choppy of price action, but you get the idea. CTRM looks pretty good. And to double down on what I was saying earlier, I think a good entry point on CTRM is going to be at that 55-cent to 60-cent range. So that is what I have for the video today, guys. Exit plan is one last thing that I want to touch on. Watch for a retest of $1.10. If you're looking for a quick get in and get out kind of play, make some money, that's typically how squeezes work. You can set a limit order for $1.10, as I do anticipate that we will likely retest that. If you'd like to be more conservative, you can set it for another level of resistance that we see has been respected here in the past, which would be right around here at 90 cents or so. So that is what I've got for the video today. If you guys enjoyed it, please drop a like. It really does help support the channel, and consider subscribing if you'd like to see more content like this. And lastly, I do have an affiliate link in the description box down below for Webull. Webull is a brokerage account, which I'm using right here, that allows you to trade in the extended hours starting at 4 a.m. And if you use my link, you will receive 4 free stocks with a $100 deposit. I will receive a free stock. Great way to support the channel. If you're not interested, that's totally fine. I don't care, my friends. I'm just glad you're taking the time to watch my videos and be a part of the team. So that is what I've got for you guys today. Thank you for watching, my friends, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.